Hey guys, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 19. We are here at opening day for the San Francisco Giants, and I have not played this game in a very long time. I recorded 2 episodes back at school, episodes 3 and 4, the off season, and then I got evacuated, so I had to come back here. But so I haven't played in a while, so I have to get my bearings. I have to see the team and whatnot, but I'm going to get right back into this. So I apologize for the slight hiatus. It took me a while to edit those 2 videos, and then I didn't want to get one out before I recorded, but I really couldn't afford to wait any longer, so anyway, here we are on opening day, and everything seems to be in order. Obviously, we made the big addition of Machado in the offseason, but continuing on, I'm going to probably cut in at the end of each month until the trade deadline, give little roster updates, and I'll cut in if anything major happens. Okay, so we're back, and a rough start to the month for sure, or a rough start to the season for sure, I should say. This page says probably the worst of it. Zachariah Gillhorn unfortunately lost for the season with a torn flexor tendon in his elbow. He had started off the year okay, only started about 1 game really, or I should say he started 2 games, but unfortunately did tear that flexor tendon, and Manny Machado has been out since the second game of the season as well. He sustained a small injury that only kept him out a short bit. Elbow inflammation. Hopefully this is not a reoccurring thing with him. An update on the stats. Pitching-wise, not only did Gillhorn leave our lineup, or our rotation, but so did Johnny Cueto, and Johnny Cueto's was not due to injury, but rather he was so bad. I gave him 1 start or 2 starts, and it was very clear he wasn't going to be able to make it happen, so we moved on from him, brought up, that's right, we moved Domingo Germán to the rotation, because we got him off waivers, as you saw, and he's been pretty good. He's gotten a little lucky, but and he's been pretty good. He's gotten a little lucky, but serviceable for sure. And then Yadier Alvarez replaced Gillhorn, and he has also been pretty lucky, but decent as a replacement so far. Kershaw's been really good. Bumgarner has been really bad, although very unlucky. It's early in the season, not a whole lot of sample size bullpen-wise. Not a whole lot of moves. We moved 1 guy out of the last spot. And then lineup-wise, going pretty much how I was expected. Michael Franco's actually been really good coming out of the bench. Coming off the bench, I should say. But he probably will be starting for Thames soon, because Eric Thames has been pretty atrocious. I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm not going to start him quite yet, but I am going to do this. We're going to platoon them at the very least. Adames did get an early run as the starter, but we had to move him out. I think we're going to send... Hold on. Also, Justin Williams, he came off his injury and has come back. Hasn't done a whole lot so far, but only 3 games in his career. Panic has been really bad, so I think what we're going to do is move Adames to second. Jones will stay at third. Panic will back up at second. Castillo will go down. Castillo was the backup replacement. Rutledge was claimed, so I had to find a new guy, and apparently we're very thin at infield, in our infield depth. So yeah, Machado goes here. And then, now that Machado's back, just do a little of that. Still tired. We don't really have a backup shortstop, except Adames. Hopefully they will play Adonis at short if Manny gets tired, but I don't see Manny getting tired. He's 26 years old. I think he can handle it. Uh, Rookie Hernandez has been pretty good, actually, in a surprising fashion. He's been in center and has given us a pretty good season so far. Like I said, talked about Franco here. Tame's going to be the #1 pinch hitter. Franco probably bat above Dames and Williams. And then Manny will be here. Yeah, we don't have a backup. Oh, Panic can play short, although really badly, and I would not trust him there, but, in a fix, I suppose. Duggar was moved to the bench. After Williams came up, he had been playing really badly. And we just want a backup third baseman for here. It's no big deal. So Duggar was moved to the bench after he was playing very poorly. And Hernandez was playing well, and we're giving Justin Williams a shot. We had to move Justin Williams up pretty high early on because our lineup is just struggling that much. But hopefully some of these pieces are falling into place. Gardner has been pretty good, really good. I would even go as far to say. So yeah, just a complicated first month, I would say. Derek Law also getting injured, although he is not a big portion of our bullpen. A lot of injuries. We're 11-11, so we've definitely stayed afloat. It hasn't become a real problem yet. Uh, Judging by how badly the Dodgers beat us, I'm assuming they are, yeah, them and the Rockies. But anyway, I'm going to cut out again, and I will meet you guys back at the end of May. And again, I will cut in if any major moves happen. Nothing transaction-wise to report. I can recheck up on that, but I don't remember anything major happening. Yeah, so it's just the claims. We didn't get Tim Beckham, and they claimed Josh Rutledge, even though we found out we needed him after DFAing him. We did not get Pierce Johnson. We got Herman and Giolito. Giolito was sent down and then got injured. I don't know how badly. Arthritic elbow, so he will probably never be on our major league team. But otherwise, I will see you guys at the end of May. Okay, we're back at the end of May. A good performance for sure out of some of the new signings like Clayton Kershaw and even Machado. However, other than that, it has been pretty rough sailing this month. We lost 9 more games than we won. The Maikel Franco, after being moved into the starting spot, has not shown the same success he did as a pinch hitter. Justin Williams also struggling in his first season, and John Riley cannot be a backup catcher apparently. So I think what our next step is to, one, find a new corner outfielder, and that's going to come from in-house. So it's going to be Mac Williamson, who's definitely not young by any means, but he's been playing well, and he's a righty, so maybe Justin Williams can maybe piece it together just against righties. Problem is we don't really have a backup center fielder, but I would hope that they can play. I can hope that they will play Gardner at center and Williamson at left when Hernandez gets tired, but we will see. And then here we're actually going to start Mac Williamson, so don't know how that's going to go. Shaw is also just been brought up. As of today, he has not actually played a game, or as of yesterday, he has not actually played a game. He was playing well in the minors, and we had room. And Thames has been released after he continued to not really show much. So yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of hope some of those guys can figure it out. The guys who we really needed to do well have been doing well. Christian Villanueva, he's been really bad. We don't really need bullpen pieces. We don't really have a great last bullpen option. We've been cycling through guys. Julian Fernandez is the latest, and he started out struggling, so I don't know. We'll see. Although, see, we have a guy, Mitchell White, who we traded for last year with the Dodgers, who is playing really well in the minors right now, but I don't want to waste his service time being a reliever. And none of our starters are really having too much trouble except Bumgarner and Yadier Alvarez to some extent, but he's still playing okay. He wouldn't be a bad guy to replace, though. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So Yadier Alvarez is going to go back to the minors. We do know that Alvarez can pitch in the majors, which is good to see. And then Mitchell White. Oh, okay. He's going to be back soon. Oh no, did he start blowing up? Yeah, he's actually started to struggle. Okay. I only checked at the end of last month, so this must have been a rough month for him. We are going to give Bieber a shot at starting. He's been pretty good as a reliever. But I'm going to keep this here until after the first year player draft. As to what's going wrong this season, I couldn't really put my finger on it, but if I had to guess, it's probably a big part to do with the coaching. We don't really have, I don't know how to put this, we don't really have coaches that are going to improve the level of play from our batters that aren't so proven. So, for example, I think Manny Machado and Posey are past the level of having coaching help, but our guys like Ryder Jones, Steven Duggar, all those guys who have been really struggling. I think having a bad hitting coach hurts them, and that goes for pitchers as well. Although our pitching hasn't been as terrible as our batting. Our batting has been really hard to watch. We're just not scoring runs. And as I say that, we beat the Dodgers 10-9 on Bumgarner's start, and that's pretty uncommon. Madison Bumgarner has been horrific this season, but this 10-5 rate's being up. Can't really do much about it. So now we're at the first year player draft, and I imagine we're going to be 11 games under 500. No, we pull out a extra innings victory. A pretty intense extra innings victory as the Phillies scored 2 in the top of the 12th, and then we rivaled that with 3 in the bottom of the 12th. Good pitching performance from Bieber. Sire, I don't know how to say his name, but he's been terrible. He's going to get sent down after this draft, if I remember. Okay, so we're back at the first year player draft, and I have something that's a bit curious. I don't know exactly why I have the 3rd overall pick. I shouldn't have the 3rd overall pick. And my pick shouldn't be here in general, and I think it's the 3rd pick. I have the 8th pick, so I think what happened is after Hankins declined my offer, the game might have glitched or something, or since I updated it, well, I haven't updated the latest version, so maybe this was a bug in this version, but anyway, I will not be making a selection with this 3rd pick. I think that would be cheesy. I don't know. I shouldn't have the pick. I signed Hankins. He's in our farm system, so we are, and I don't want to skip the selection because I think after you skip the selection, you can't make another selection in the draft. So we are going to take some guy from way down here. I think that is the most fair way to do it. I'll take Harris yet. Whoa. Oh, okay. Well, we're not gonna pay him that slot. That's for sure. We're just gonna draft him and then not sign him. So now that that's done with, sorry about that. Had to cut out for a sec. My dog came in and it's being loud. So check out Shea Langers here. This doesn't look like a great draft class, which works out for us, considering the fact that we don't have a pick until, what, the 4th round? But anyway, so yep, we're going to sim all the way to our pick, and here it is, round 3, pick 8, and the top guy on the board, Curtis Byrne, is still available here. The catcher out of St. Louis, Missouri. This guy looks pretty freaking good. I would say he doesn't like him as much, which might make sense why he's still here. Carson Jones. I don't like low movement and low speed. Dominic Cancelari. It's really good control, but no. Yeah, I mean, the only guy that really shoots out to me is Curtis Byrne. I mean, even the impossible guys don't. Usually the impossible guys have the ratings that I really like, which makes sense because they are more sought after. Eric Rivera has pretty good ratings, but definitely not worth it. Yeah, we're going to go Curtis Byrne here. And then I think that's, I mean, it's not exactly a first round pick, but it's the closest we're going to get to one, especially in the 3rd round. Our second pick, we could double up on catchers. Steven Restuccio from Hamilton. Those are pretty cool ratings. I don't mind that at all. We'll go Restuccio. The slot. Nope. Parker Aquino. Kind of like those ratings. Very balanced across the board, so to say. Cole Belair. Jeez, these guys can't throw fast at all. Okay. We're going to look at pitchers. Pitching potential. So, give me a pitcher that can actually throw the ball. Jacob Metter. This guy might be impossible, but at least he can throw the ball fast. Jacob Meter. I don't know how to say his name, but oh, yep, possible to draft. Griffith. Yeah. Griffith on there. Heist. Now let's go to our draft batters. Ooh, interesting. Landon Sims is a really solid batter. Can play left and right field, but also a good pitcher. I think that's just too interesting to pass up. Landon Sims. Extremely hard. Don't care. Let's go to batting potential. You don't have to. This pitcher actually does have the best gap potential. This guy's probably the best batting potential guy here. Connor Grams, but I think he's impossible. No? So we'll go Grams then. And hopefully we can get Biasi. Yep. This will be our last pick, and then we're going to take Josh Wolf. Okay, now we've exited the draft. We're going to negotiate with draftees. This guy, unfortunately for Harris, yet he will not be getting a contract offer from us. Just kind of realized this might end up being a problem. The only reason I say that is because we're going to continuously get our compensation pick for the first round. So what I might do is try and turn on draft pick trading and just trade it away. If not, then I will probably just end up eating the $1.4 million and accepting my mistake. But anyway, I will figure that out at a different time. For now, I'm going to continue the simulation, and next stop will be by the end of June. Yeah, the international free agent signing deadline and the review of our half-season goals. So I will see you guys then. Okay, we're back at the end of June, and not much has changed. We've pretty much continued on our pace. We are now 12 games back at 500. This has not been quite the year I expected, but even what I expected, I think looking more at the roster, I didn't ex- my expectations were a little too high. Everyone's kind of done what I expected, except Bumgarner. Bumgarner's been a little worse than I think I anticipated. Other than that, it really has gone. I mean, our holes have been pretty exposed. We don't have a first baseman. I mean, whoever we're tossing in there, we tossed in Jose Viziano Jr. He's been pretty terrible. Michael Franco was not the answer. Thames was not the answer. So Justin Williams is finally getting hot, which is good to see. Hopefully he's turning it around at the plate. He is being platooned right now with Mac Williamson, and both of them have been pretty awful to start their seasons off. Panic, definitely not a starting second baseman anymore. I'd be worried to have him out there every day. Willy Adames has been a big bright spot, though. He got Rookie of the Month last month, hitting to the tune of a 737 OPS, 235 average, decent power behind his bat. He's on pace for a 3-win season. I'd be very happy with that. So coming up, the question I think is going to be Bumgarner. It's going to be, what do we do with Bumgarner on the last year of his deal? I don't think he actually has 10-5 rights. I never fully checked, but so yeah, I didn't fully check his 10-5 rights, and apparently I'd assume he does not have them because he does only have 9 and some change years of service. So yeah, they're not going to be great offers. We're trading him at a low point, but if we don't trade him now, then we literally can't trade him. So we're probably going to look to trade him at the deadline. We have international free agent signing coming up where we will likely go after the biggest name. Okay, we're back as we get a terrible trade here from Madison Bumgarner. Here are the international free agents. We did beat Milwaukee 9-8. It's good to see. And it looks to be a pretty obvious number one, Juan Navarro, with absurd home run power. Not great personality, but comes down to it. You give me 60 home runs. I'm gonna forget about those personality traits. He's 6'7". Holy crap! He's only 215 pounds at 6'7". That is pretty skinny. But yeah, this guy looks like he's gonna hit like 260, but hit 60 homers with it, and then yeah, this is definitely the guy we are gonna chase after. Nobody else really. I mean, if we have some money left, I could see it going after Camacho. I look at him again. Ooh, Camejo looks really good rating-wise. But he's asking for more than Navarro is, and Navarro's better. So we're going to go after Navarro with all our money. We're probably going to cut out until the All-Star break. And then I'll go from the All-Star break to the trade deadline where I will do my best to see what we can do with this team. So I will be back. Just jumping back in real quick, we do agree to a contract with Juan Navarro for the $5 million bonus and our mid-season review of goals. So, yeah, we are not winning quite how he wants. Yeah, overall, it's just not been quite the year I know he expected. These are the three guys I probably want gone from this team. We won't have to pay anything to see him leave. And another rough performance here. Yadier Alvarez struggles. Oh, we also picked up Joe Kelly. But aside from that, I will continue simulation and get back at the All-Star break. Okay, we're back at the All-Star break. One roster move. Domingo Herman was claimed off of waivers. And really, I just wanted to make room for younger guys. I probably should have looked to trade him. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Harris yet does net us a early round pick. I don't really know what we're going to do about that. Like I said, I'm going to try and trade it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. Small trades here, but so here at the All-Star break, we're going to go over the minor leagues and just see if there's any guys that are performing. So Cesar Edrogo, the guy we got from we got him from the Indians. He seemed like a low risk, high reward kind of guy. He's playing really well. We're going to send him to low A ball. Going down, our second round pick last year, Araj Anu, is also playing pretty well. I think well enough. Move him to single A. We're going to move him to single A. Curtis Byrne, our first round pick this year, already pretty much tearing the cover off the ball. Maybe not to that extent, but good enough. He's only 18, so we'll put him in low A ball. Seth Corey, I guess he was probably already on the roster, I believe. Yeah, he was drafted in 2017, so he's playing really well as well in rookie ball. It's always good to see some guys playing well down here. Austin Cox, a draft pick from last year, has struggled. We're going to remove him from the short list. Don't have any hope for him anymore. And enable that. Owen Griffith, our fifth round pick this year, playing well, but definitely not playing well, playing about average. Marco Luciano, if you remember correctly, he was in high A, or he wasn't, I think he was in A ball. He was playing really badly, so I sent him down, and now he seems to be tearing the cover off the ball in rookie ball, so I'm going to promote him back to single A. Hopefully he can figure it out there now. Connor Nurse, yeah, that's what I thought. I remember him. He is playing decently in rookie ball, better than last year. Nothing great. He's definitely been actually a better hitter than he has a batter, about equal, according to wins above replacement. But with that production from both sides of the plate, I'm going to promote him to low A. Elliot Ramos, playing pretty well, definitely well enough, and we're going to have way too many guys in low A, so hopefully we figured that part out. Studio's where he should be. Jacob Gonzalez, he can be removed at this point. I'm going to promote him to high A just because I think we have too many people at low A. Connor Grams, our first round pick this year, or our 8th round pick this year, excuse me. I really liked his ratings. Hasn't done a whole lot in low A. He's 21 already, so he should probably already be here. Landon Sims, he was one of the pitchers that we converted to a right fielder. He's hurt. Chase Cheney, our 4th round pick from last year, is really struggling in high A ball. Yeah, we'll send him to single A. Ethan Hankins, playing okay in high A. I wish he was playing well in IA, good enough for me to send him to Double A, but he's really not. I'm going to keep him here. Liam Jenkins is struggling too much. His potential's gone, so he can leave. Tristan McKenzie back in High A. I don't know. I think he can play Double A. Oh, he has a herniated disc, or he's had a herniated disc. When he comes back, I want him in Double A. Yeah. It's probably not a great idea, but I don't feel like returning there. Tanner Hook. He's not playing great in Double A, already at 23 years old, although he's just 23. So Jake Thompson at 24 years old is playing well in Double A. He was really struggling early in the season in High A, but he's 24 years old, and I couldn't really wait around, so that's how I ended up here. He's going to be promoted to Triple A. And then Mitchell White just got promoted to the Major League level. Only has had one start, went 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs. So nothing great from him, but nothing terrible so far. We're gonna keep him. We're gonna take him off the short list though, because he's graduated from that, and I guess we can't disable the. So that's the minor league report. And now for rosters, I would imagine we have 3 All-Stars, and they should be kind of expected. Yep, Kershaw, as I expected. Posey, as I expected. And no Machado. Huh. Alright. I don't know. Machado's not having a phenomenal year by any means, but thought he'd be good enough. 3 and 2/10 WAR. In our final interleague game against Texas, we are now 13 games under 500. We're kind of just hanging around there, 12 games above 500. We just haven't gone on a run either way after our losing streak to begin the season. We're definitely going to be sellers at the deadline. There's definitely no surprise there. But with that even being said, I don't really think we have a ton to sell. Bumgarner is one piece, and our defense hasn't helped him, but he also hasn't been the Bumgarner that we know. Our defensive efficiency is bad, to say the least. We definitely need to address that this offseason. Stratton's another guy who he's played well, hasn't quite done what he did last year. Maybe would have been worth that trade, but I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. Hindsight's 2020. Okay, we're back near the trade deadline, and we have a trade here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is probably the only move we are going to make. We are in a position where we can't completely sell because we do have guys like Machado, like Kershaw, like Posey. Really, those are the only 3. But when it comes down to it, Madison Bumgarner, although yes, he will net us a pick, is only here for 1 more season. That's really not valuable to us right now. And Betances, same thing. Dan Jennings is actually a guy that I kind of like. He was having a really good season for us, but he makes more sense in the Dodgers. I hate to deal Madison Bumgarner to the Dodgers as much as any Giant fan watching this would say. But what we get back, we get back Chris Taylor to start, and Chris Taylor is a guy that has some more years of team control, for 1. For 2, is young enough where he can be on the team years after this. He's obviously super versatile, plays second, third, short, left, and center like none other, and can definitely play right. Continuing on, Connor Pilkington is a pretty good starting prospect. I believe he's like the 54th prospect, something along those lines, maybe a little lower, maybe in the 70s, but anyway, he's a pretty good prospect. I would have high hopes for him. He would definitely be on the short list and definitely point in this trade, so Down to the short list anyway. He's playing well in high A ball. And then Will D. Smith, who is in AAA right now, and he's playing really well in AAA. He's definitely shouldn't be in AAA. The dude's a 70 fielding catcher. He can immediately be our backup catcher, arguably our starting catcher, and move Posey to first. That would probably do our lineup the best. He's playing really well in AA. He's not actually a top 100 prospect, but I don't really care. I want him on the team. Last thing I would do to this deal is maybe try, I guess, since he's, yeah, that was dumb. And then we're losing Bumgarner, Betances, Jennings, and Kevin Rivera. Rivera, guy, one of these guys playing well in AA, but he's already 23 years old. Don't have a lot of hope for him. And I'm willing to do this deal. So it's a pretty major trade. Losing Bumgarner obviously is going to hurt. I wouldn't even rule getting Bumgarner back in the offseason. He probably could use a change of scenery. He's been rough this year, to say the least. The Dodgers had actually inquired about him earlier this season, and I declined the trade, but it was something like Taylor and Pimentel for Bumgarner. Maybe there was some more stuff in there, but that was the basis of the trade. And I actually thought about it, but it was a little early, so I just kind of kept moving on, and then I was looking through the trade offers for Bumgarner. They weren't great. It definitely helps that he kind of picked up his play as of late, but they weren't great. So we moved back to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers still had interest, so we capitalized. And I think Chris Taylor's going to be a great addition for a few years. I think, what was his name? I don't even remember his name. The pitching prospect we got, he hopefully can crack the rotation one day. We will see, but that's definitely the hope for him, and I think it's a realistic hope. Our farm system is really coming together now. I think that's 25 on the roster. It is, so Melanson's going to be a middle reliever, as is Gage. Guerin. And Watson will be the setup man. I guess I should shop around Strickland. He's been although he's been kind of lucky, he's been pretty good as a closer. I mean, the BABIP he's pitching to is really low, but he does apparently force a lot of pretty weak contact because our defense is not good. I'm just going to see if we can get any. Oh, nobody seems to be offering any prospects. So we're going to move on from that, and this will pretty much wrap up the video for episode 5. Yeah, I don't see us doing any more moves. One thing I would do always check, even though this is definitely more for buying teams, I like to check the trade block, see if there's any names that, maybe shoot out to me as a guy that could help us more than just this season. Blake Treinen kind of jumps out a bit. The Red Sox probably wouldn't want to deal him. I might go through these guys off camera and just see, like I said, if there's maybe a younger guy who is just being undervalued. Scourgeon, that's a free agent next year. We're not trying to do anything about that. Maybe even a Steven Souza, who he's making arbitration next season. I think we can probably continue the season and come back to trading in the off season. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop the video here. If I pick up any other good trades, I will let you guys know in the next episode. disappointing season for the Giants, I would say. Even if we weren't, even if we didn't quite reach the playoffs, I would have said like as expectations. But it's been a really, really bad season. A lot of guys have underperformed. Not a lot of guys have overperformed. I think that a lot of that has to do with the coaching. Next video, I'll probably catch you guys at the beginning of the off season, unless we make some miraculous run here. But barring that, it's going to be the off season, and we're going to have to reassess things a little bit. This is not going to be a full rebuild. I didn't think, well, I shouldn't say that. I was very excited after we got Machado, and I thought we could make a playoff run, but now I'm more so in the mindset of, I should probably put in Chris Taylor. But now I'm more so in the mindset of it shouldn't have been a playoff season. It should have been the season to build on. So the season where maybe it doesn't all come together quite yet, but it's getting there. And I would argue it wasn't even that. I mean, we were really bad this season, so maybe not quite what you want. Kershaw has been pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to send out Riley. Maybe not quite the season you want, but I think this year hopefully was the stepping stone, and next year we can make a bigger jump. But there's only one way to tell, and that is to get to the next season. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.